So I just want to respond to a couple comments you made.
Mm-hmm.
So for the debt to America, uh, do you can you show me a recent clip or any reference that's made by a national political leader in Iran? And are you not aware that American politicians have said similar, if not worse, things about Iran? You know, John McCain singing "Bomb Bomb Iran." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think you're conflating that it's like a cultural thing. I don't have to like them, but that's completely different to engage in a war with them. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, sure, but we are in a position, we are trying to protect our people, and Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons, right?
America's
So
not,
I'm not saying the United States is like
but we're
perfect.
not, we're not, it's under threat. We're not a threat, though. You realize the United States is the most powerful military in Iran?
You gotta fix your connection. You gotta fix your connection, dude, because you keep cutting out.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to go buy some Wi-Fi. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, so I would point you to, this is from FBI.gov. Member of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps charged with plot to murder the former national security advisor. His name is Shahram Poursafi. Um, Man sentenced to 25 years for conspiring with Iranian officials to assassinate a diplomat in Washington, D.C. In 2011, Mansour Arbab Siar and his Iran based co conspirators plotted the murder of the Saudi Arabian
But the
ambassador
claim
to.
was death to America. You said death to America. Which political leader said death to America?
Well, they may not be chanting that exactly, but uh, they are steadfast in their hatred of the United States.
Like, but that's but that's not a response that they're a threat. We need to bomb them. Like North Korea, arguably, is a bigger threat. Should we bomb North Korea?
Well, does North Korea have nuclear weapons?
Yes.
Okay, so bombing North Korea would result in a nuclear strike on us. We want to
No, when
prevent.
they don't have the logistics to do it. By the way, when you have nuclear weapons, doesn't mean you have logistics to launch and attack the United States. I don't know if you know how far away the United States is from Iran and North Korea.
Do we not have allies in the region?
Sure, but that doesn't mean they're threatening. You have to like demonstrate that there's such a threat that we need to attack them.
So they had enriched uranium beyond 60%, which the only use for that is
So
nuclear
should we have
weapons.
bombed Pakistan when they
Hold
made their
on.
nuclear weapons?
Hold on. Just let me talk. Let me finish. Okay. They had enriched uranium beyond 60%. The only use for that is for nuclear weapons. Do you think that it's better to prevent an adversary from.
We bombed them.
Hold
They don't
on.
have it anymore. We bombed them 8 months ago.
Hold on. Okay. Do you think it's better for us to prevent an adversary from acquiring nuclear weapons or to deal with the problem after the fact?
We already bombed them over 8 months ago, so they didn't have 60% enriched uranium. Why would we take out the regime?
Do you think that the targeting?
So we
No,
bombed their
let
nuclear
me
facilities.
let me respond. Just let me respond. Do you think that the targeting of those specific nuclear facilities completely wiped out any capacity they had to produce nuclear material?
Sure, you took out the facilities.
Do you think those were the only 3 facilities that they had in their entire nation?
You took out the facilities, which they claimed 8 months ago.
Not all of them.
No, where's your evidence that they have over 60% enriched? That was taken out over 8 months ago. And what would be the logic of bombing the regime, the people, like, the actual head of state?
Okay, so this is from Center for Strategic and International Studies. Okay, this article was written on February 28th. President Donald Trump commenced Operation Epic Fury, a series of large-scale military strikes against several target sets in Iran. Ostensibly, the administration justified the attacks as a response to Iran's nuclear program. The attacks followed several rounds of failed nuclear negotiations between the United States and Iran. Although the strikes eliminated Iranian leadership, Iran still maintains a stockpile of 440.9 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium stored in several
when they bombed
clandestine
them 8 months ago,
facilities.
so when they bombed 8 months ago, they didn't take out what they said they took out then.
What did they say they took out?
The nuclear capabilities. That's why they said they bombed them 8 months ago.
Can you provide a source that says that they eradicated the 440.9 kilograms of 60% enriched uranium?
Give me 1 second.
Because that's what you're claiming here.
Yeah, what do you think they did 8 months ago then? Do you think they just stopped? Like, they bombed nuclear facilities. You agree that they actually bombed nuclear facilities 8 months ago, and now you're claiming they just didn't finish the job?
Yeah, if we have two missile silos here in the United States, let's just say hypothetically, and a foreign country destroys one of them, do we still have a nuclear capability?
Yeah, so why do you think they just stopped then? Why didn't they finish the job 8 months ago then?
Because we were trying to negotiate peace at that point. And it didn't work.
So we bombed them to negotiate peace?
We bombed them.
Always,
Listen, we bombed their facilities. And then we said...
Why did we do half a job though?
We were trying to negotiate.
So half is a negotiation tactic?
No,
You either do none or you do
this
all.
is typical military strategy. You target something, and then you say, hey, we can have peace. And if they say no, you keep going.
No, because why wouldn't we just take it all out? Like, I have no evidence other than the administration that they have any nuclear facility. Do you have any reference from the Iran themselves claiming such things?
Okay, so we targeted Isfahan, we targeted Natanz, and there was one other that I can't remember off the top of my head. That's 3. There's something like 16 total.
That I would have to also hear it. You have to demonstrate that there's such a threat other than the administration saying there's such a threat. Like, how is this in the benefit of the United States? Like, they're not, even if they were to get nuclear weapons, it would be logistically so much time before they could ever develop a warhead that could attack the United States. Like,
So what? If it's 5 years from now, if it's 50 years from now, is it still not a threat?
no, it's not a threat because you're acting as if, is Pakistan a threat? Israel doesn't even have the non-proliferation treaty pact. Is Israel a threat? They have nuclear weapons, and we know nothing about them.
They're our ally.
For now. But why do we assume? Why are we allowing anyone with nuclear weapons then? By your logic, why is Pakistan? a threat?
I honestly don't think any country should possess nuclear weapons. You want to
Cool.
know
So
why? You want to know why?
Sure, tell me why.
Because let's say that China decides arbitrarily to double our debt to them. What are we supposed to do?
Like, that doesn't answer the nuclear question.
No, but just humor me. What are we supposed to do in response to that?
What do you mean double the threat? How would they double our threat?
No.
Explain that to me.
So like we have something like we have trillions of dollars in debt. What if they upped
Yes.
it? What if they arbitrarily upped it to a quadrillion?
How could they update it to a quadrillion? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying hypothetically. I don't know how they would do it.
It sounds like you don't understand finance. That's not how it works. Both you have double entry
I
accounting.
already
Both sides
told
have
you.
books.
I already told you it'd be arbitrary, but it's not outside the realm of logical possibility. So let's just say, for sake of the hypothetical, that they did it. How would we respond to that? We're not in any.
I don't know.
We're not in any significant treaties with them. They're not a part of NATO. How would we respond?
We wouldn't care because we have the petrodollar and most of the world runs on our currency.
Okay, I will answer the question for you. We wouldn't be able to respond, right? But if you get rid of nuclear weapons, we then can go to war with China. There's no longer any mutually assured destruction.
I don't think you're as financially educated. Most of the world runs on our currency. Like the best China can do, which is what we did to Russia, is cut them off. That's all they can do. But they can't even operate in the Middle East without buying dollars. Like I think they try to switch to yen and they're trying to do this thing called BRICS. But the rest of the world, like China can't control the US because the rest of the world runs on our financial system. I'm not sure you're aware of that.
Did you eat breakfast this morning?
Yes.
How would you feel if you hadn't eaten breakfast this morning?
What is this? How is this relevant?
Can you just answer?
You just asked a rhetorical question. I wouldn't like not be able to eat breakfast. What's your point? Get to the point.
How would you feel if you hadn't eaten breakfast this morning?
Get to the point.
Can you answer the question?
I already told you. I said I wouldn't feel great if I didn't eat breakfast. Get to
Okay,
the point.
so you can engage with hypotheticals without trying to obfuscate whether or not you would have actually eaten breakfast. It is possible, correct, that China could arbitrarily, within the realms of logical possibility, that China could arbitrarily double or triple our debt to them, correct?
That is irrelevant because it doesn't affect as much as I'm disagreeing with the claim. They can do whatever they want. They can come out tomorrow and say you owe us 10 times more.
Okay,
I'm
fine,
not disagreeing
fine,
with that.
fine.
But
Let's say
powerful as you think it is.
let's say Iran had nuclear weapons, okay, and they decided to blockade the Strait of Hormuz. What would we do about that? And let's just say, for sake of the hypothetical, that Iran was able to launch those nuclear weapons at the United States. What are we supposed to do?
We would attack them first, and not only us, the rest of NATO would attack.
Yes, but wouldn't they just launch
But
nukes?
we're nowhere near that situation.
Wouldn't they just be able to launch nukes at us?
Why would they want to launch nukes? Why wouldn't Israel launch nukes? Why would Pakistan not launch nukes? How is your hypothetical not square the idea that other countries already have nukes? To be consistent, you would have to say we have to refrain from those countries and stamp down on Israel and Pakistan as well.
And
The
this
biggest
is
threat is probably Pakistan and India bombing each other.
this is why I think that no country should have nuclear weapons.
Yeah, again, so you should be advocating for the U.S. to stamp down on everybody's nuclear weapons capabilities equally as Iran.
Sure.
But you haven't explained why Iran is a unique threat that we had to attack them and invest resources, which obviously could cause blowback. Are you not aware that none of this could cause blowback? Like this started because we tried to influence them in the 70s and then they went the other way? Like, are
Okay,
you not aware of
listen,
this? That
listen.
it's a blowback?
We've already established that they have enriched uranium, correct?
I'll take your word for it.
Take the frickin' FBI's word for it, because I read you the article. Or not, maybe not.
Yeah, because the FBI's never lied before, right? But I'll take your word for it for argument's sake.
If you don't agree with what the FBI says, then you need to provide a counter source. Okay, but you said you're willing to.
I'm making the claim that just because the FBI makes a claim doesn't necessarily make it true. Now, how can I have a counter source because I don't know Iran?
Right, but
You know what I mean?
you can't just
Like,
you can't just assert that it's not true simply because it's the FBI that's saying it.
I'm saying it's a possibility that's not true. I'm not making the claim that isn't true. I'm saying it's a possibility that's not true because the FBI has been known to lie before. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm just saying it's not like guaranteed to be true.
Okay, do you think that it's preferable that Iran does not have nuclear weapons?
I think it's preferable for the United States not to get involved in the Middle East.
Can you just answer
more
can you
preferable.
just answer my question?
Sure, a lot of things are preferable.
So you agree that it's preferable that Iran does not have nuclear weapons, correct?
I don't
Just
see it as a
answer.
threat.
Just answer the question. Would you rather they have nuclear weapons, or would you rather they not have nuclear
Sure, I would
weapons?
rather them not have nuclear weapons.
Okay,
Sure.
thank you so much. I'm going to move on to the next guest.